Rock Hill, SCAP. The gunman who killed 5 people including a prominent South Carolina doctor was former NFL player Phillip Adams, who killed himself early Thursday, according to a person who was briefed on the investigation. Adams had been treated by the doctor, who lived near his parents' home in Rock Hill, according to the person, who spoke on condition of anonymity because he was unauthorized to speak publicly. He said Adams killed himself after midnight with a .45 caliber weapon. The York County Sheriff's Office said they had searched for hours after Wednesday mass shooting before finding the suspected gunman, whom they did not identify, in a nearby home. Dr. Robert Leslie, 70, and his wife, Barbara, 69, were pronounced dead at the scene along with grandchildren Ada Leslie, 9, and Noah Leslie, 5, the York County Coroner Office said. A man who had been working at the home, James Lewis, 38, from Gaston, was found shot to death outside, and a 6th person, who was not identified, was hospitalized with various gunshot wounds, York County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Trent Ferris said. Adams, 33, played in 78 NFL games over 5 seasons for 6 teams. He joined the 49ers in 2010 as a 7th-round draft pick out of South Carolina State, and though he rarely started, he went on to play for New England, Seattle, Oakland and the New York Jets before finishing his career with the Atlanta Falcons in 2015. As a rookie late in the 2010 season, Adams suffered a severe ankle injury that required surgery that included several screws being inserted into his leg. He never played for the 49ers again, getting released just before the 2011 season began. Later, with the Raiders, he had 2 concussions over 3 games in 2012. Whether he suffered long-lasting concussion-related injuries was immediately clear. Adams would not have been eligible for testing as part of a broad settlement between the league and its former players over such injuries, because he had retired by 2014. Adams' father told a Charlotte television station that he blamed football for problems his son had, and which might have led him to commit Wednesday violence. Can say he a good kid. He was a good kid, and I think the football messed him up, Alonzo Adams told WCNC-TV. He didn't talk much and he didn't bother nobody. Deputies were called around 4:45 p.m. Wednesday to the Leslie's home, which is not visible from the road. They evacuated the neighbors as they spent hours searching for a suspect with police dogs. Allison Hope, who lives across from Adams' parents' modest 1-story brick home, about a mile from the Leslies, said police allowed her to return home around 9 p.m. Wednesday. Moments later, a vehicle pulled into the Adams driveway and law enforcement quickly surrounded the property. She said they spent hours negotiating with Phillip Adams, using a loudspeaker and sending in a robot to scan the house. She said authorities repeatedly asked Adams to come out, and promised to get his disabled mother out safely, before Adams shot himself. His is something I can grasp yet. I can put it all together and I trying to, and I witnessed it, Hope said. Feel bad for him because if it was mental or something going on in his life or whatever, you know, he needed help, and that's the sad part. Adams often isolated himself, even as a player, his agent, Scott Casterline, told the AP. Casterline said he spoke regularly with Adams' father, who left him a voicemail Wednesday morning. He was part of my family. I loved him. He a great kid, a great guy. This is so unlike him. He had to not be in his right mind, obviously, Casterline said. LL of us who knew Phillip are shaking our heads. He struggled away from the game. I tried to get him to come to Texas. I was going to find him a job, but he would and leave South Carolina because he had a son. He was a good father. Phillip shoot 2 kids, it not him. I can fathom it. It devastating for the victims and the families, Casterline said. Former Cowboys cornerback Kevin Smith, who trained Adams leading up to the 2010 draft and after he entered the league, said he was a hard worker. He and Casterline both said Adams didn't drink or do drugs. He didn't drink not one bit of alcohol, Smith said. He was a bit of a neat freak. In his house, everything was precisely placed. Ferris, the sheriff's spokesman, provided few details ahead of a planned news conference later Thursday. "We have found the person we believe is responsible and we are with him at this time, and that all I can say about the suspect," Ferris said, adding that they had no reason to believe anyone else was involved. Both Ferris and Adams' father said they had been patients of the slain doctor. Leslie has been one of those people that everybody knows. He started Riverview Medical Center in Rock Hill and it'd been a staple in Rock Hill for years, Ferris said. Leslie had worked for decades as an emergency room doctor, board certified in both emergency medicine and occupational medicine, and serving as emergency department medical director for nearly 15 years at Rock Hill General Hospital, according to his website. He founded 2 urgent care centers, wrote a weekly medical column for the Charlotte Observer, and also wrote a book, Uncles in the ER, collecting what he termed inspiring true stories from his work. A biography page said he and his wife raised 4 children,